Pastor John Gray opened up about his marriage to include the fact that he apologized again for what he considered cheating.
He needs some emotional support, and he found it somewhere else. The man didn't cheat. I know they say all is fair in love and war, but y'all gotta quit moving the goalposts.
If meta bonds are the same thing as real bonds, you may as well just go for the real thing.
Cheating is whatever you define cheating is for yourself.
The reason why a lot of people probably call everything cheating is because they don't want to deal with the real conversation about intent.
Pastor John Gray, Pastor John Gray opened up about his marriage to include the fact that he apologized again for what he considered cheating. And interesting enough, cheating was sexting multiple women and having an emotional affair with one. And this actually begged the question, what exactly is cheating, and how can we hold somebody accountable for cheating in this way? So basically I'm asking, is emotional or sexual betrayal equally condemnable, or are they weighted differently? Like, what's up with this? Because when he said sexting, initially when I saw he apologized for cheating, I was all like, oh my God, he cheated and he's a pastor. I was ready to jump all down his throat. But then I saw it was for sexting and having an emotional affair, and that made me pause. So what are you guys' thoughts?
Can I answer a question real quick about him? Is he the one that was a virgin again? Like he was?
Oh my God, yes.
So he was a virgin before he got married?
That's correct.
Okay. I just want to put that in context real quickly before I go, right? Because I think it's relative. If you know what I'm saying? I think it's really relative, right? Because if he ain't never had no pussy before, and he most likely wasn't sexing and doing all that, and then all of a sudden he's married and shit, and he's doing that like a lot. Yeah, to him, that's cheating. Like, you know what I'm saying? 1,000%, right? Because his bar was so, like, you know what I mean? That, like, oh, it's relative is what I'm saying. Like, a nigga like me, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like a speeding ticket. You know? He'd be like, woo, that's all he did. Right? And so these are all jokes. Watch the top of the show. The point is, I mean, you can just come on, right? Like, you know, like, woo, that's all. You know, just be reasonable here, logical for even. But the point is, right? That come on, man. Yeah, for him, 1,000%. And he was doing it a lot, like, or whatever. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Either shit or get off the fucking pot. Like, first of all, like, to more seasoned people, pish tosh, get the fuck out of here. Like, why are you wasting our time with this melon fucking story about, like, you're embarrassing her more than it's worth. For real, for real. At least you should have stuck your dick in somebody to be out here, putting it out here. So now your wife got to be meta cheated on. Now she's meta embarrassed because you keep on wanting to tell this fucking story for 140 fucking characters. Come on, man. What the fuck? Like, I mean, like, I get it, in his relationship, this was cheating. But to the rest of us, it's get the fuck out of here, is what I'm saying, right? Especially when you weigh it against the public embarrassment for a meta cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, come on, man. Maybe that's something he's used to doing. You know what I mean? He's moving like a nigga who ain't never get no pussy for real. Like, you know what I mean? Because he can't even deal with the pussy he's currently getting, you know, like properly. Like, even if you're going to cheat, right? Come on, man. There's a proper way, Pastor. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have sought counsel from the Lord about how to, like, I mean, come on. You couldn't just talk to him about this? No, you got to talk to somebody on a podcast. So in conclusion, okay, all right, because his standard is not our standard, okay? It's apparently not even the Lord's standard. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, I don't know, buddy, but why the fuck are we even talking about here for real? Except for the fact that really, you know what I'm saying, him sexting, yes, for him, it's cheating. And for some of y'all niggas who ain't getting no pussy for real, yeah, that's cheating for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I mean, you, like, low-key, some of y'all can't even think about other pussy and it not be cheating in your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's how low the bar is. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But, and that's okay, okay? Because it's about being real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? If it's cheating to you, it's probably cheating to somebody out there. Just don't embarrass them publicly over some bullshit. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Alan.
I think it was said best when somebody said Pastor John Gray. The man's been cooked. He's been overcooked. He's been recooked and cooked again for this same thing. And I think it's a lot. I think honestly, I think that what we're looking at is a story that has bubbled up over time. Okay. I think his wife found out that I think he's been with the same woman all this time. Okay. He's not blind. Clearly he can find the internet. He can find TikTok and Instagram. He can find thirst traps. The man sees what's out there. He's listening to the discourse on dating and on marriage and on how men should be treated. He might have been stepping into the manosphere. And he's looking around and he's asking himself, he says, man, I'm feeling like I'm missing something. And so he starts talking and engaging people. The internet's big. He bumps into somebody on the web. Maybe they slide into his DMs. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe they ask for a consult, a prayer, a counseling. Who knows? But he meets these people and they develop an attraction. They have an affinity for each other. But he doesn't meet them in person. He meets them online. Yeah, they have a need. He's a pastor. He shoots them some bread, right? He's ministering. Yeah, he's a little attached, probably overly attached, right? But he's coming from a place of dearth. He's coming from a place of lack. Okay, there's something missing in his relationship right there. Maybe it's communication, maybe it's other things, but yeah, he needs some emotional support and he found it somewhere else. That's the story. The man didn't cheat. I know they say all is fair in love and war, but y'all got to quit moving the goalposts, man, or nobody will win. Cut it out, people. Cut it out. I've seen marriages break up because the woman found out the guy was in somebody's DMs. Lady, please. Please. Ain't nobody making babies from DMs. Ain't nobody sharing tax returns in no DMs. Ain't nobody got to share their social security check when somebody passed away from nobody being in their DMs. Slow your roll, people. Get out your feelings. Are your ears more than your ears are emotional? No, the man did not cheat. Okay? And it's emotional cheating. If emotional cheating is a thing, then all cheating is cheating. And fine, all cheating is cheating. I'm setting it up for my homeboy. Go on, Devin, to explain what happens if all cheating is cheating.
Of course, thank you for the setup. If meta bonds are the same thing as real bonds, you may as well just go for the real thing, especially if you're going to be on the Dear Wifey podcast confessing your sins. Because if I'm on the Dear Wifey podcast confessing my sins, it's for some egregious shit. Okay, it really happened. If you're gonna go and do the was it public humiliation, the public walk of shame, go all in. And the other problem I got with this too is if you've got time to hold 8 or 10 meta chats, maybe they're overtime. I don't remember if they were running concurrently. You are not busy enough, man. You've got 8 meta relationships going. Hopefully he was getting some fire nudes and videos in these meta chats. I don't know. But if that's what you want to do, man, just then stand on it. Listen, I'm on the Dear Wifey podcast. I got a problem with meta buns. I love them. I gotta have it, and I ain't gonna stop. Own your shit. See, that would have been good. That would have been a scoop. That would have been something we could have talked about. But he didn't do it. He didn't stay on the square.
Okay, so first of all, I love the concept of meta bonds. That is hilarious. Um, but I don't know. I'm feeling like there's a little hypocrisy here because when women have emotional affairs, men damn near die on the cross. Oh, she cheated on me. She was having an emotional affair. But y'all saying emotional affairs ain't shit, right? Because y'all say emotional affairs eventually lead to physical affairs. And so I think that's why he ended up confessing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to co-sign with Nick on this as well, which is shocking on this particular episode. I'm not used to this because it is cheating for him because he was a virgin. And cheating is whatever you define cheating is for yourself. And so since he identified the fact that he was sexting all these women and he identified the fact that he had an actual emotional affair with one, then he was cheating. That was the standard that he set for himself. I personally think that standard should exist for everyone. But as you know, everyone can't fall by the same standard because you need to set your own standard. And if you're with someone, whatever standard they set for that cheating, some folks considering, and now some things can be outrageous, like sliding to my DMs, that's not cheating, right? Especially if they don't respond back or even if they do respond back, but just because somebody got a DM chat from some random stranger don't equal cheating. There's no relationship that has been established. Like, what the hell is that? So sometimes there are things that we over compensate for when we talk about cheating, right? We overdo it. We say, oh, that's cheating, that's cheating. Someone say, you talk to this dude or you talk to this female, that's cheating. When in reality, they could have just been having a high and by conversation or just being polite. So I do agree that we actually need to be more conscientious in regards to what we consider cheating. Now, what I will also say is, damn, bro, like you straight up humiliate this woman once again. I was like, you already, when I read the full story and listened to the Wifey podcast, I was like, this happened several years ago. And while the sexting was apparently repeat performance, right? Until you got it together. It was like, you already apologized to her before. Why are you apologizing again publicly? Like, are you castrating yourself and putting yourself out for the world to see so you get this public flogging? Is it because you're still doing it and therefore this makes sure you don't do it? Is this another way of holding yourself accountable? I was just like, man, because when she started off on the podcast, she was sitting far away from him until he started talking about, when I'm thirsty, I drink from my wife and only my wife. And then she slid a little closer. So I was like, see, she forgave you. Look at her sliding closer when you talking about you drink only for her. Kudos for you, sir. But with that being said, I was like, I think that for him and many others, especially if you're in the religious arena, aka Christians or any other religion, if your spirituality dictates something is cheating, then it's cheating. You know, emotional, spiritual betrayal is just as bad as physical betrayal, depending on who you with and what sect you're with. So I say, yeah, he was cheating. Now, as far as the broader conversation, I think it's up to everyone to define what cheating is.
Does it go to the issue that all marriages are just not the same? You know what I mean? Every marriage, like every couple, is individual. You should shape it how you want to shape it. And I asked that because, the web has been talking.
You better go and keep it moving.
Yeah, did I mistime it?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
There's more to still talk about. I still want to
Okay,
talk
go.
about the subject. You was ready to move.
Go.
I see you.
Yeah,
ready to move on to the next one. Sorry, my brother. Yeah.
Go ahead. Carry on.
It's okay. Because there's a lot still here. Okay. Couple of things. Number one, as you were talking to S&M about how this happened several years ago and him bringing it back up, it reminded me of content. Sometimes you got to regurgitate old content, repackage it, repurpose to stay relevant, right? You know what I'm saying? So I see him maybe repackaging this. And if that's the case, shame on you, sir, because you're also repackaging like, hey, your wife part of this too, right? If that's why you're doing it, no judgment from me, but from the Lord. So let me say that. That's number one. Number two, I think the reason why a lot of people probably call everything cheating is because they don't want to deal with the real conversation about intent. Like, in other words, okay, you caught your partner clearly intending or at least conversing, even if they're kind of meta doing it, they're still engaging in a way that you don't appreciate, right? Like they're connecting with someone else, even if it's not physical. And I think the other partner may be like, ooh, I don't like that, right? And rather than having that conversation, to kind of figure out, okay, well, why is this happening? You know what I mean? Is there some level of disconnect? Am I accountable in some way, shape, or form? It's easier to say, oh, no, that's cheating. The other person's a bad person. I get to be on my high horse and not really have to deal with what's happening in real time. And even in this particular case, if he's just saying, hey, listen, this is my story, maybe they've done the work behind the scenes. And I guess a more interesting conversation would have been for me, and I didn't see it, admittedly, all of it, but what was the motivation there? Right? Like, and on top of that, is there something wrong with that motivation? You know what I'm saying? And also, furthermore, sometimes people marry people for different reasons. And I guess we think that sex has to be at the heart of it, but sometimes people marry for other reasons other than sex, right? And maybe their partner does not fulfill them in that way. They can still fulfill the religious and the dutiful needs as a partner, but like, hey, I mean, I didn't marry you for that, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? We've heard of pastors talking about not being attracted to their wives, and I guess it's like, oh my God. But like, is that the way that we should be partnering anyway, off of just attraction? So if somebody says, hey, this person meets, 8 out of the 10, and maybe the 2 they don't meet is that they ain't the sexiest thing out here, and maybe our sex ain't popping, but shit, they'll make her be a good mom, be a good first lady, you know what I'm saying? Be dutiful about her job. She ain't going nowhere. I mean, look at her. Like, all those things give that pastor comfort in doing his job. And who are we or anybody else to have an issue with that? And then that would further the conversation in terms of, well, you know what, if she's the wife and she clearly is here for this, right? She's accepted that, hey, I ain't the looker that my husband needs or deserves. So yeah, I want to look the other way so that he at least gets what he deserves on that end. But at the end of the day, he ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We've built this, and I'm cool with not fucking him all the time because I barely like dick anyway. Like, what's wrong with that potential reality for a couple? So I'm not saying that's their reality. I'm simply saying there's so many different conversations in this that I think if we're talking about attraction or what causes someone to want to seek other attention. Maybe she's not giving him the attention that he feels like he deserves. Right? He gets a podcast popping. All of a sudden, he's getting hollered at from the outside in a way that his wife is not showing him on the inside. Does she appreciate the man that he's become? You know what I'm saying? Did she upgrade with him and give him the kudos for the hard work that he's done to become whoever the fuck he is? Right. So a lot of times that's part of it too, when you talk about ego. So I think those are the undercurrents of this. John, whatever his name, Pastor, whatever his name is, not so much, but I think using him to talk about these deeper issues. I mean, listen, just go out there and cheat, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then come back and we're all ears. You know what I'm saying? Tell us about that other experience and we're here for that. But this retread, we're good. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I hear you. It's like, don't tell me about the time you almost caught a fish. You know what I mean? Like, dude.
That's a fact.
Y'all
I'm just
crazy as
saying.
hell.
I'm just saying. But look, I'm still going. I'm going to chalk it up to relationships being different. Maybe he and his wife, when they got together, she was like, "Look, you better not look at no other woman. Don't ever look at another woman again." If that was the standard, then yes, he violated, and he should have negotiated better.